Hi, Robert here for Diverse Opals. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In keeping with our theme of opal dealers, opal cutters, today we're going to catch up with my friend. I've known John for a very long time, and he's been an integral part of the opal industry. Hello, John.
Robert, how are you?
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
Tell me, when was it that you first started in the opal industry?
A little bit over 50 years ago.
What was the attraction?
At the time, more than 55 years ago, I was a high school teacher teaching maths and junior science.
Okay.
And you get involved in the geology and all these types of things. And during my holidays, I started to go and collect rocks. These are probably in the late 60s, early 70s. Alarian places, Flinders Ranges in the north. Mm-hmm. And this led me into doing the diploma in gemology, and I did study with the GIA, and I did study with the British thing, and did the course, and even lectured the diploma for the FGAA for 1 year for a bit. And that had people meet me who were in the opal industry. Mm-hmm. And within a year or so, I was establishing a business in Singapore as it's called Singapore Gem Cutters. Mm-hmm. And we cut there for a couple of years, and then things turned bad. There was a change of government in Australia, and all sorts of things went funny. And came back to Australia, and I've been either cutting for other companies, and I probably did that for the best part of 15 years, and then went into business on my own and with partners, and I've been there ever since.
Okay. So how would you describe yourself in the opal industry?
Well, I've done everything. I've mined southwest Queensland on and off with companies for 5 to 10 years. I have all the tickets you could have wanted, like dump truck and dozer and loader and all that type of skill set you've got to have to do these things. And of course started as a cutter. Mm-hmm. And all the way through I've cut for other people, or I have now cut for myself. Mm-hmm. And have my own customers and market mainly across Australia and New Zealand. Occasional customer from overseas.
Mm. And when it came to cutting, were you taught or did you teach yourself?
I was taught.
Okay.
The people I got involved with when I was a lecturer, one of them was a Cooper PD identity. Mm-hmm. His name was Jerry Osborne, quite well known up there. Mm-hmm. And he agreed to take me up to Cooper PD, and I stayed there for 3 months and learnt, and then went another 6 months, and we processed parcels up at his place on the Gold Coast for 6 months. Mm. And that really got me started before we set up the business in Singapore.
Mm. Okay. I know there are a lot of different ways of cutting opal, but I guess if we have the opportunity, you'll show us how you cut, or not necessarily you cutting, but the types of machines that you use.
Yes.
John, is there anything memorable that you'd bring to mind that from your mining or your cutting?
Well, I've cut some wonderful stones, thousands and thousands of them. Probably after about my 5th year I stopped counting, and I was well over 100,000 stones I'd cut. But I did many other things besides cut opal.
So in light of all the things that you've been doing throughout your life, something kept calling you back to opal. I mean, there must have been some draw for you.
The stone. I love the stone.
Okay.
And the most exciting times of my life were involved in mining.
Okay.
There's this thrill of finding something, even if you're finding the parcel for somebody else. When you're going in, then suddenly there's colour. Yeah. Or you're pulling out boulders and you chip the end and the red flashes at you. There's nothing like it.
It's like a disease.
As a disease, yes. But it's dangerous.
Yeah. So did you ever encounter any dangerous situations?
Almost killed twice. I have been sitting on a D9, and someone did too much work at the base of a mesa structure, which probably went up 35 metres. And we'd stopped, and my mate was on his excavator over there, and he just turned away from the front wall of the mine, and I was just sitting on the dozer waiting, and our other partner would wander off. And I was looking at the wall, and it started to pop small stones and dust.
Pressure.
And we kind of screamed to each other, you know, and by the time I'd even lifted the dozer blade, the thing started to come down.
Wow.
So all I could do was pull my feet into the, you know, the ROPS cabin, and this huge cloud of dust came down, and I was only hit by one small rock down on my shin, but when the dust cleared, there was a rock this big sitting on the bonnet in front of me.
Wow.
And I looked at where the dozer had been. The dozer had moved sideways
By the pressure.
under the weight
Pressure.
of the rock hitting it.
Wow.
A metre.
A D9's a big...
A 52 tonne.
That's a big dozer,
Yeah,
to be moving something like that.
I won't go to any more, but we did have experiences like that with mine collapses, with tunnel collapse, and luckily not being there. But just walk out and collapse, and you think, but for the grace, I was gone.
That's good.
Yes.
Well, John, we're actually in John's workshop, and John's been so kind as to bring us in here and show us the machines that he uses. And it looks like you're using mostly Gemmaster machines, John.
I only use Gemmaster machines, yes.
Okay, so you start out with your saw, I guess?
Diamond saw. Normally you'd have a guard there, and yes, that's where the stone is cut. You know, it's marked probably first for looking for cracks and imperfections or anything like that to work out what you're going to make out of a piece.
Looks like you've been doing a lot of boulder work here.
Boulder is the main thing I've been cutting just recently, yes.
Okay. And the next machine?
And this is the next stage. After the piece that you've formed up, we call it preform, goes on a stick and is under your control. You can shape it on a coarse diamond wheel if needed be, or a finer one. That's, of course, it's normally water cooled, as is the saw. And the next stage, after you've actually shaped the stone into a cabochon or whatever it is, you need to sand it, and it's sanded through several stages on a wheel like this. This is a Gemmaster unit again, and I replace different sanding discs on there of different grits.
So you do dry sanding?
I do dry sanding, yes. I do have a wet sander as well, but it's not in this particular collection.
Okay.
And the final stage, after you've got a good finish on the sanding, is to bring it across to a polishing unit here. A leather lap I use with a special compound that they use for polishing the opal.
Well, this is a beautiful Minterby stone. Look at the play of colour, freeform, and obviously taking advantage of the size of the piece. It's 132 carats. It's not always easy to capture colour, so we've actually we've tried to capture colour both on camera and on phone, and here we can see the change. But definitely a beautiful stone, wonderful piece, and great to be able to see this actually. The evidence of the sandstone is still there. Oh, this is a beautiful Cooper Pedy stone. I remember actually cutting this for John, and a wonderful play of colour, and it's exhibiting beautiful pattern and beautiful colour. 52.45 carats. It's not a small stone, but wonderful pattern, wonderful colour. And this is a nice square stone. This one's from Cooper Pedy as well. 26.65 carats. It's quite a high stone actually from what we can see, and it has once again beautiful colour, beautiful pattern, well cut. And another Cooper Pedy stone, 8.3 carats. Not as big as some of the others, but beautiful colour, beautiful pattern and colour, evident in low light. This next one's from Cooper Pedy as well, and it's 15.1 carats. Lovely pattern and lovely colour once again. It's a privilege to actually be able to see a collection of stones like this. This next one is from Cooper Pedy as well. It's 45.35 carats. Another beautiful stone.
Oh, this is magnificent.
Yeah.
Look at the flashes. Bright.
You look at the comparison of the stone to the size of the hand. It gives you an idea of how big this piece really is.
Yeah, that will make a beautiful pendant. I think everybody, would not be able to take our eyes
Their
off.
eyes off it, yeah. And of course, all these stones are available. If you have any interest, make contact. Another Cooper Pedy stone. It's 26 carats. It's quite sizable. Nice shape. We haven't seen many oval stones, but very beautifully cut. Looks really nice. It is a high stone. High cabochon.
It's not that big, but it's a beautiful stone with bright red flashes.
Yeah, this stone's 5.9 carats. Cooper Pedy stone. And another Cooper Pedy stone. If you're a big fan of green, blue-green, this has got that lovely body tone. It's 21.2 carats. Lovely piece.
Yeah, the reason I picked this one out of a lot of John's stones is because I liked that crystal look. I
hope you've enjoyed the presentation we've made today. Thank you, John, for inviting us into your home, into your workshop.
You're very welcome.
And showing us some of your lovely opal. If you've seen anything, perhaps on the site or on the video, any opal that perhaps is of interest to you, drop us a line, get in contact with us, and we can point you in the right direction. And as you can see, it's not just opal that John's interested in. He's very good with his art and some very nice work. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed and look forward to seeing you in our next video.